Good morning, BookTube. This is Kelly, and the name of my channel is Books I'm Not Reading. I tried to film this earlier, but there was a dog barking throughout almost the entire video. So this is my second attempt. The dog is quiet at the moment. Fingers crossed that it will stay that way. I really want to film outside because the days of my being able to do that are numbered. We could have a snowstorm at any time, basically now. It could happen anytime during the year where I live, but yeah, definitely the snow will come. This whole patio will be covered in snow, and I'll be stuck indoors. So I really wanted to enjoy the trees and the breeze and the birds and that kind of stuff now while I could. Today I want to talk to you about a series of books that are so near and dear to my heart. Woo, just had some birds fly right over my head. So these books, I've mentioned them before on this channel, but when I started my BookTube channel, there were some things really near and dear to my heart that I had tried to hand sell when I worked for Barnes & Noble and tried to get other people to read and just had no success whatsoever. So I'm going to reach out to you guys and see if anybody out there has read these books or is willing to give them a chance. And this is the Betsy-Tacy Series. It gets closer there on the first one. It was initially published by Maud Hart Lovelace in 1940. This is the first book, and there are 10 books in this series, for those of you who like series. So it starts off when Betsy's 5, and the last book ends when she's in her 20s. So it's quite a time span, and it's hard to categorize them. I mean, these clearly, if you saw them, just on a shelf, you'd think early reader, that kind of thing. The fourth book in the series, I believe, Betsy and Tacey are 12. But anyway, so the first four, so of course we have Betsy and Tacey, and Betsy is the only little girl in her neighborhood until Tacey moves in time for Betsy's 5th birthday party. So they become fast friends, and people allegedly think of them as just Betsy-Tacy, like one person. I don't know how I really... Betsy is the star of this series, okay? So even though there's some other great and prominent characters like Tacey and Tib, Betsy's really... And I think Betsy's based... It's part biographical of Maud Hart Lovelace's life. So next one is Betsy-Tacy and Tib, another little girl. And then this one is Betsy and Tacey Go Over the Big Hill. And I was reading the back of this, and in the back, I mean, the descriptions, they tell you what happens in the book, but so anyway, but I just thought this was fascinating. This is the first time the girls go all the way over the big hill to Little Syria by themselves. There, Betsy, Tacey, and Tib make new friends and learn a thing or two. Well, that's interesting. They learn that new Americans are sometimes the best Americans. And then, of course, they go on to say, and they learn that they themselves wouldn't want to be anything else. Anyways, so a little mixed feelings there, but yeah, so but I think it's fascinating that she would talk about Syrian characters in this time. And again, I have a feeling something must have happened when she was growing up and had a chance to meet someone from that part of the world. Quite fascinating. And this fourth one is Betsy and Tacey Go Downtown, which again, it sounds like the titles themselves are not that great. However, so they live in Deep Valley, which is apparently Maud Hart Lovelace grew up and lived in Mankato, Minnesota. So, again, if there's anybody out there, you know, who's been to Mankato and checked out the Betsy and Tacey, I don't know, hopefully there's a museum there, or I think they have a annual meeting, maybe? I'm not sure. I need to go though, if there is. And this is the first time they ever see a car. So they're 12 in this one. And it sounds silly, but when I read this book, I think I was moved to tears the first time I read it, because it is so much like, even though, I mean, obviously, like, you know, there were cars when I was growing up, but my friends and I could walk downtown together, and I don't want to give anything away about this, but like some of the things they do on this one particular trip downtown, it's exactly like something one of my friends and I would have done, or a few of my friends and I. We would have done the same thing. I mean, it just felt such a deep, strong connection of the characters, even though the time and place are different. So I just really loved that about that particular book. Now, they have been compiled into the Betsy-Tacy Treasury. So this is the first 4 books. You can see, and there are illustrations throughout the stories. Let me see if I can find one. So I don't know what that one's about, but anyway, so there's charming little illustrations. So then okay, so Betsy and Tacey go downtown. They're 12. And then the next book we have is Heaven to Betsy. And then after that comes Betsy in Spite of Herself. So the first one, Betsy is a freshman in high school. And the second one is about her sophomore year in high school. So, you know, again, what are the things they're doing, activities they're involved in, boys, and then we have Betsy was a junior, so her junior year of high school, and then Betsy and Joe. So Joe Willard, Betsy always thought that the two of them were made for each other, and summer's over and their senior year has started, and it seems like her dream is coming true, but oh my goodness, imagine this, another boy is also calling, and his intentions are definitely romantic. So that sounds like a love triangle to me. A little bit of one anyway. And then we move on. We jump ahead. So that's, you know, the senior year of high school is done at the end of that. And then we have Betsy in the Great World, which skips ahead to when Betsy is 21. And then, of course, the very last one in the series is Betsy's wedding. I do want to say, though, it does not stop at the wedding. The wedding is not the climax of the book. It talks about her as a married woman and what her life is like, and budgeting and laundry. And Betsy's always wanted to be a writer. And, you know, can she do that? Can she do that now? So, anyway, again, they're just endearing, charming, well-written, great characters, and I just loved them. And I like I said, I tried to persuade people when I worked at the bookstore to read them, so I'm going to give it a shot here, and hope that some of you will look into these. Christmas is coming, folks, you know, so maybe there's a young lady in your life that you think might enjoy these, or a young man. It doesn't matter. So yeah, and again, I for me, it was really about, even though the time was so different, I just really connected to especially Betsy. So Maud Hart Lovelace did write 3 other books about Deep Valley. Again, that's Mankato. So Winona's Pony Cart, Carney's House Party, and Emily of Deep Valley. And I know Emily of Deep Valley has been made into a PS edition because I own it. I just haven't read it yet. So I will update you when I get there. But these are the kind of books, like, I deliberately, when I was reading the series, deliberately would try to read something in between or hold off because I did not want it to end. I did not want the experience of reading them to be over. So it was like, you know, I just savored them so much. So let me know, leave a comment if you've read these, if you know someone who read these. Again, anyone from Mankato out there, like, give a shout out. But let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, again, comment, subscribe. And I look forward to getting to know you in the comment section. And yeah, hopefully I'll get to see you outside again soon. So talk to you later, BookTube. Have a great day.